Hello, my name is Liza, and today I'd like to share with you how I created some summertime door hangers for my double front doors. All my items came from Dollar Tree. I used Splatter screen. These placemats actually I got at a Facebook marketplace. They were like 8 for $5, so I snapped them up. A bunch of the long-stemmed greenery and flowers from Dollar Tree. One of the famous pink flamingos. A plaque. I had these two. One has a rope jute and one doesn't. And then I really liked the shape of the sign, and I loved the font on this galvanized welcome sign. Some dowels. Some wooden beads that I had in my stash. A piece of pretty cardstock because I'm not very good at straight lines. The first thing I did was I assembled my two dowels and my wooden bead using wood glue. And I didn't make them straight because these are going to be my flamingo's legs. So here you can see how I angled one so that it'll look like the leg is up in the air. Once the wood glue was dry, I took some acrylic pink paint and I painted them. The color matched pretty well to the Dollar Tree flamingos. Then I used some of the fun foam, and I cut out two little feet. And I glued them to the bottom of the legs. Now I needed to put the legs inside of the flamingo's body. So there were already two holes from the metal stakes that it comes with. So with the end of my fuse tool, or you could use a hot glue gun, I just made the hole wider. I just melted the plastic. And then I could insert the dowel. And they were in there pretty tightly, but just in case, I did add a little dab of hot glue to each leg so that they would stay in, just in case. Next, it was time to work on my signs, and like I said, I really loved the galvanized word, but wasn't really happy with the sign. So I removed the galvanized welcome sign, and I decided I would like to put it on one of the oval wooden plaques, because it fit perfectly. And since I'm going to paint my welcome sign black, first I coated it with some Mod Podge so that the paint would adhere to the galvanized metal. While that was drying, I took my piece of my scrapbook paper and I placed it over my wood plaque with Mod Podge. When it was dry, I just used the Dollar Tree sanding block to smooth off the edges. It's much easier than tracing and trying to get it on perfectly. Then it was time to take that awful paper off of the sign because I was going to use the sign. I was just going to make something different with it. So I used my heat gun, and I removed the paper. And then in Word, I just printed out, "It is always 5 o'clock here," on a piece of white cardstock. And then I added it just to the top portion of the plaque with some Mod Podge. And I added some of the striped paper to the bottom portion. And again, in the same manner, Mod Podge and then sanding block to get the ends nice and neat. And then I used a piece of copper scrapbook paper as a divider, and I printed out the word "Cheers" on cardstock and just Mod Podged it onto the sign, and the sign was complete. Next, it was time to do the splatter screen, so I removed the handle knob, and of course I'm going to use that for a snowman hat because that's what I do with them. And then with some floral wire, I attached my placemat to the splatter screen. And I flipped it over and I assembled my flowers when it was pleasing to my eye. And then I attached the flowers to the splatter screen through the placemat with a zip tie. I took a staple gun and stapled 3 pipe cleaners to the back of the sign. And then I needed to figure out a way to attach my flamingos. So I took my fuse tool and made 2 more holes in the back, and then I fed my pipe cleaner down one hole and up the other. It's hard, but I did it twice, so I know it's definitely possible. And then I just hung it up on my door. So this was the welcome sign I have on the left-hand side of my door, left door, and then I have the "It's always 5 o'clock here, cheers" on the right door. I hope you enjoyed our project. If you did, please give our video a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and as always, if you aren't already subscribing, please consider doing so. Quarantino and I will be back again soon with another project. Thanks for watching. Take care.